Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, enjoy. Had fun watching The OC, so I went back in time to 2002 and watched Orange County, what The OC stands for. A movie that ran 1 hour and 22 minutes. It was made by MTV Films. Sean, played by Colin Hanks, was always lazy when it came to schoolwork. Never needed to study. I understand that feeling. My go-to habit was just listening and then, retaining enough to pass. Sean lost a friend. His name was Lonnie. He drowned in a surfing accident. Sean wants to be a writer. He gave up surfing for writing. No wonder I was a fan of this movie. Sean's brother Lance is played by Jack Black, and his girlfriend is so super supportive. Sean's family is so nuts. His stepdad is in really bad health, and his mom is crazy. But Sean promises his house cleaner time and a half if she doesn't quit. Mom, get a grip. No, I won't. I'm going back to bed. This thing has some fun and funny lines. Dang, April 15th is when Lonnie died, which April 15th means a lot to me. Not only did it grow up being important because my family, my grandmother specifically, ran a income tax preparation business, and April 15th was generally when taxes are due, but April 15th is also when I enlisted in the Army, the year of 2005. Hey, look, Chevy Chase. Great delivery of the line, "Let's let all the seagulls die." Sean calls home asking Lance to check the mail. Way funnier than it had any right to be. Sean races home to check the letter that he got from Stanford. He was not accepted, which Accepted is another fun college-related movie. Lance laughs and says, "I didn't get into college, and he thinks he's a pretty good guy." Sean is not willing to accept this rejection, so he goes to his high school and figures out that Lily Tomlin mixed up his transcript with a guy named Shane Brainer, since Sean's name is Brumner, and Shane, who is not smart at all, got let into Stanford, where Sean, who is quite intelligent, did not get let in. Sean gets so frustrated that Lily Tomlin knees Colin Hanks below the belt and then runs away, yelling, "Code Red, Code Red." It's dumb, but it's also the best possible version of this, because, yes, it's dumb, but it kind of has to be, because this is just a dumb comedy. Sean and his girlfriend go to his dad's house and try to get his dad, who abandoned the family, to make a donation at Stanford so that they will let him in. Actually, the girlfriend stays in the car while Sean goes into his dad's house. This is not good. His stepbrother is sucking on a pacifier, even though he is way older than a kid that should be doing that. The stepmom is basically hitting on Colin Hanks, and it's just creep city stuff. John Lithgow is Sean's dad, and he's just not with it. He's so very business oriented, but is John Lithgow's name, and he just feels like such a bad dad. Sean literally says, "You've never done anything for me." Sean does this informational dump about his dad, and then storms out. Ashley prayed Sean wouldn't get into college, or to Stanford specifically, because she wants him to go to college with her in the local college, and she feels guilty about it. Like movies do, Ashley has a friend, Tanya, whose grandfather is on the admission board of Stanford. How convenient. Ashley uses her knowledge of Tanya's bad choices to get Sean a second chance or a shot. But the problem is the Stanford guy is coming to Sean's house and Sean is freaking out. Bob, his stepdad, is bleeding. The mom is just not okay. And, Lance is, Lance. So Lance is, on drugs and disheveled and on parole, all kinds of bad things. Sean says, I have to go to college. His mom says, why? His reply of, that is what you do. It just to me states the exact problem with the college system. Like, if you're going for a specific thing, like, I have to know how to make a movie. Although, let's be real, you could probably figure that one out if you tried hard enough and there are enough things. But doctor, right? I have to save people's lives. Okay, you got to go to learn how to save lives or, whatever the case. But, I just got to, especially when the guy wants to be a writer. You know how you become a writer? You write. Well, come on, Sean. It's just crazy that that's your mentality. The college admissions man and his wife show up very early, and this is 100% going to go badly. Sean and Ashley welcome the couple. Cindy, Sean's mom, is just ridiculously drunk. Somehow, a cup of urine was left in the living room. Now Cindy starts telling a terrible story about her husband cheating. Then enter Lance. Well, no, not yet. Enter the stoner surfer friends, talking about Lonnie's birthday, as if what they mean is the anniversary of his death. They keep calling his birthday. Then Jack Black comes in the room in his underwear. He says, the parole officer called and needs my pee. Who has my pee? Where's my pee? Have you seen it? And then somehow the wife of the admissions guy has the pee in the cup of urine in her hand, and she accidentally spills it. Lance then angrily throws the empty cup and says someone needs to fill this. Mr. Gander, the admissions man, leaves, telling Sean he'll never get into Stanford as long as he has a breath in his body. Again, Sean, you don't need Stanford to be a writer. All you need is just to write. Seriously, get yourself together, kid. Out of nowhere, this just became a road trip movie. Lance says that he can get Sean to Stanford in less than 3 hours. Lance tells Sean people have written him off. Lance tells Sean that he loves him, and he says it's true. It's not the drugs. It's just this is such a weird road trip, buddy comedy craziness. The Stanford trip was crazy quick, and Lance is now breaking into Stanford looking for a directory, as if that, phone books don't exist or something. I don't know. It's just weird. A secretary catches Lance, and he tries to seduce her. It's then revealed that Egon Spengler is the dean of admissions. Remember how I said earlier that Lance loves him some drugs? Well, he keeps all of his drugs in regular, like Tylenol and Excedrin and regular branded pill bottles. And so when Sean accidentally forgets his transcript in the vehicle and goes out to get it, Harold Ramis asks for headache medicine when he sees Ashley going through her purse, and she accidentally gives him ecstasy. Well, that's not going to help his headache, will it? When Sean returns with his transcript, it is clear that the dean of admissions is, he's not all here anymore. Back at the house, Sean's parents seem to be getting back together, and, maybe it's just a hookup, I'm not sure. But either way, it's super messed up that these people are acting in such a way. Sean is so stupid. Stanford is not just a school. It's my reason for living. Come on, man. Harold Ramis is so messed up on ecstasy that Sean's using that fact to get this dean who is high to go put him on the admissions or the roll for admissions at the school. But then when they show up, Lance has burned down the school by setting the acceptance list on fire while messing around with the secretary that had caught him breaking in. And they also get high. Like, this whole thing is just crazy antics nonstop. While Sean, Ashley, and the dean are outside watching the school be on fire, Ben Stiller shows up as a firefighter and starts questioning Jack Black. I mean, Lance. And it's just so many lies stacked on top of things. Everything is crazy. Ashley realizes Sean only wanted Stanford to get away from his crazy family, and so she is upset that they won't stay together, so she runs off and goes to a frat party. Bud is divorcing his young wife, and she says, well, what about the kid? And he's like, oh, I think we'll share custody, and she's super happy about this because now she gets to go party it up and, you know, be the young wild thing while he gets to be with his former wife. Sean isn't bad. He just isn't as smart as he thinks he is, putting so much stock in this college nonsense. Furthermore, none of the people are as bad as he thinks they are. I mean, yeah, his mom and dad are, well, crazy, but it's not like just people in general aren't crazy. They are. Sean ends up at the Stanford party that his girlfriend was at, and Ashley tells the Stanford guy that Sean wrote a great story about growing up in Orange County. Any chance Sean Brumner wrote The O.C.? Could this just be how and or why Colin Hanks appears in the O.C. TV show? Semi-regularly, that is. I mean, I'm going to choose to believe that's the case because that's just a fun idea. The idea that Colin Hanks, who played Brody in The Valley, is actually Sean Brumner, who wrote The O.C., the TV show. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It even makes sense because Ashley said that his story was called Orange County, so we'll just say that it got shortened to The O.C. for the TV show purposes. Skinner, the writer that inspired Sean to write after Lonnie died, is able to convince Sean that he doesn't need Stanford to be a great writer. Well, duh, Sean, I knew that. I've been telling you this whole time. I'm so glad that Sean met his hero, Skinner, because without that, I'm not sure what I would have scored the movie. I mean, it was passable or fine, but like after the Skinner scene where he brought to light the idea that most great writers need to be in a place of uncomfort to express their deepest feelings, like how Sean should stay in Orange County to write, really brought this thing up to a higher, new, and different level. So I gave it a good 4 out of 5. Sean tells Lance that Skinner liked his story, and Jack Black is just, he's such a fun dude. And I like it when Lance tells Sean to tell Ashley that he loves her to get her to come back to Orange County with him. And another thing about this film that has been so much fun is just that the soundtrack is just so 2002. Whether it's Jimmy Eat World, The Middle, or Crazy Town Butterfly. So many things about it just, I don't know, take me back to younger days. And the reunited parents end up paying for Stanford to get a new admissions building, not even realizing that Lance is the one who burnt it down. They do this to get Sean in, and then he tells them that he's not moving. And it's the right call for Sean not to go to Stanford because he doesn't need Stanford to be a good writer. He just has to write to become a great writer. So, yeah, I had a good time rewatching this, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Come back all week, whether it's trivia or Alpha Entertainment Reload or great content on Friday. I hope you come back and enjoy Mr. Super Oz all week.